question.
The first shield location, right outside the cabin where you spawn, and again the other cabin where you spawn, just against the wall there. Then there's two locations against the fence here, and the other location is against this fence here. Find the second shield part just down the hill, right here against the tires, or right here in front of the truck. And it can also be on the opposite side going down the hill against the car right here where you see it. And then in the corner against this car right here. The wire part has 3 spawns just on this barrel here. Again on this barrel here. The last spawn for the wire is just up the stairs here in this corner. The handle has 3 spawns right against the wall near the body. Pass stamina up on the boxes. Or it can be on the shelf here. Building and turning on power is going to be the first step in the Easter egg.
Education soars to the rescue once more.
The build table for the shield is just up the stairs from the power room. As soon as you turn on power, the safe and spawn room will open with explosives. Blow the wall for Pack-a-Punch. In a solo game, you're going to have to hit all 4 switches within 10 seconds, or in a co-op game, have everybody hit as many switches as they can quickly to start the pack lockdown. The lockdown is just time-based, but you can earn points while in it. You're going to need to buy the axe on the wall behind Pack-a-Punch for 3,000 in order to access the underground area from spawn. When you drop down, there's going to be 2 power switches you need to activate in order to power on the teleporters to get out. Once you've unlocked access to the underground area, you can start working on ciphering these turn dials around the map. There's 3 in total, 1 near Jug, 1 near Double Tap, and 1 near Mule Kick. And as of right now of making the video, there's no way to open these without brute forcing it. So the best way to brute force it is to turn, for example, the Jug dial 3 times. If that doesn't stop, then go turn the Double Tap dial once, then turn the Jug 3 times again, and then turn the Double Tap again, and turn the Jug 3 times. And once you've gone through all the combinations of that, you go down to Mule Kick and turn that once, and repeat the process with Jug and Double Tap until the turn dials stop moving, and you're going to need to take note of the numbers that the dials stopped on. Once the 3 turn dials are locked in, come to this area and this locker is going to open up, giving you a key card. Come down to the power room and insert the key card into this computer here to start a small lockdown in the room. Once the zombies stop spawning, come interact with the computer again to reveal the Avagadro.
Cornelius Purnell was a mortal name. It cannot encompass what I have become. If you must call me something before I destroy you all, call me Avagadro.
When his quote finishes and the glass lowers, you can damage him to finish this phase. It doesn't take much. During this step, the zombies will never stop spawning, but you'll keep making points. So if you want to, you can sit in here and farm points without passing around. Whenever you want to leave, just damage him enough, and you'll get a max ammo, knowing that the lockdown is finished.
Predictable and pathetic.
I'm afraid
Now
this
you need to get
technology
dead
is so
wire
far
on one of your
beyond my
guns.
wildest dreams of
You get a
comprehension.
group of zombies to activate the dead wire right in front of the 3 death rays as shown here. Once all 3 death rays are active, you'll see a number panel light up, and you're also able to hold square on the death ray to go into an afterlife mode. It's going to take 2 activations on the death ray in order to put you into afterlife mode, but once you're inside of afterlife mode, you need to go to these areas. There's going to be 4 secret rooms that you need to down yourself near, and when you go into afterlife mode, when you walk through the barrier, it's going to open up and you can come back out and res yourself to go into that secret room and get 3 numbers, and they all correspond to colors. You need to write these down or remember it to put into the panels. In a solo game, it's going to give you enough time to open the door and then res yourself to run in, but in a co-op game, you're going to want somebody near the secret room, because once you open the door in afterlife mode, it's going to close fairly quickly, so you're going to need to have another player ready to go into that room to keep it open. Another thing to mention right now, as of making this video, do not take any jump pads because it's kind of bugged and it might crash your game. Don't take the jump pad either in human form or in afterlife form. You're better off just using the teleporters and playing it safe. The numbers in these secret rooms are going to change every game, but the locations of where these numbers are in the secret rooms do not change.
Unauthorized user. Access denied. Unauthorized user. Access denied. Unauthorized user. Access denied.
Once you've got 3 sets of 4 numbers each and the colors for it, each death ray has a different colored number panel on it, and you need to enter the numbers in, and it doesn't matter the order. You can enter them in any order that you found them in. You just have to make sure the right colors are going for the right colored panel, and you'll hear the indication noise if it's correct. Once you've put all 3 numbers into the number pads, you're ready to move on to the next step. But before you do, if you haven't gotten the thermite grenades yet, I'd suggest getting them now, because this next step you need to end the round and you're going to have an infinite spawn of zombies, and you can use these zombies to fill the souls for the wonder weapon. You take the thermite and throw them at the 3 wood piles shown here to light them on fire, and then you need to get kills within the blue circle to get the wonder weapon. And the reason I say to get the thermites now is because when you flip the round after this step, if you go into the underworld, you're going to soft lock the game because you're not going to be able to get back out. The teleporters are deactivated and the jump pad crashes your game as of right now. So once you flip the round, the Avagadro is going to spawn in, and you need to activate all 3 death rays when he's close to him to get him
Even
trapped
the most
in it.
destructive weapon would barely register as a blip on my radar. You think this will stop me? You have no idea what I have become.
I prefer to start the Avagadro at the Pack-a-Punch death ray, and then get him to finish the truck death ray, and then you can just sit there in the blue circle and fill up the wonder weapon kills until that's ready, and then all you have to do is bring him up to the top Death Ray afterwards and get him trapped in that.
That may work on a lesser being, but
You actually don't need this wonder weapon to complete the Easter egg, but it does make the steps fairly easier later on, and it's a pretty overpowered wonder weapon.
Up, you should. I will no longer
Once you've trapped him in the last
with
Death Ray,
lives.
he's going to drop a sphere and a max ammo, and the infinite zombie spawns are going to stop. You need to pick up this sphere and run it over to this machine that I bring it to here and put it in. And all you have to do is end the round, and it's going to force a Valkyrie round on the next round, which you need the Valkyrie to zap that machine when you're standing in front of it. You'll know that you're good to end the round and the step is complete when the ball starts to spark. When you end the Valkyrie round, you're able to interact with this ball now, and it's going to start a step. It's kind of similar to the Tag the Totem boss fight, where you need to stay inside of the blue circle, except this blue circle only moves when the circle gets zombie kills, not you. So if you sit here and kill every zombie, it's not going to move too far. You need to have a couple zombies in the circle for a few seconds. And I found that if you damage the zombies a little bit, the circle tends to take the souls a lot quicker. Electric Cherry is very useful for this step, as you can jam up a bunch of zombies using the reload on it, and it'll give the orb a chance to suck the souls from the zombie. You'll see the occasional zombie rise up with an electric charge. That's the circle taking the soul from the zombie to move. Just stay within the circle and keep the circle fed.
Superior scoring.
The circle will eventually move all the way into the Undercroft here, and it's going to stall out, and you just need to stay within it and keep feeding the circle until it explodes and it goes away. When the circle disappears, you're ready to move on to the next step. So you can teleport out of here to any teleporter, and what you're going to want to do is you need to look around the map for a teleporter that's sparking in the center of it, and you need to take that teleporter down to the Undercroft area to move the orb to that last teleporter you just took it from. So in my game here, the tent is sparking. I need to take that to the Undercroft, and the orb is going to end up in the tent. So then I need to run around and find another teleporter that's sparking and take that to the tent, which happened to be the truck here. And now the orb is going to be at the truck, so I need to find another teleporter that's sparking in the middle of it and take it to the truck, and it's going to push the orb to that teleporter, which is Pack-a-Punch here. The order is going to change in every game, but the first one you need to take is always going to lead you to the Undercroft, and the last one you take is going to be from power to another location to bring the orb down into power. When the orb ends up in the power room, you need the 3 numbers from the turn dials you did earlier in the game to get the key card, and you need to input the numbers that those 3 turn dials landed onto this spin wheel here, and then interact with it. If done correctly, you're going to see the screen shake and you'll no longer be able to turn the wheels. The blue orb is going to move into the center of the room and get captured in this machine. Then you can go ahead and go downstairs to the Undercroft and start the boss fight when you're ready. Once you start the boss fight, he's going to rise up into the middle of the room, and anytime he's yellow is when you're going to want to shoot him to damage him. When he's blue, you can't do damage to him.
You should kneel before me.
Luck is merely opportunity plus preparation.
After you've put enough damage into him and he's turned blue again, this next part, you're going to need to activate one of those machines and he's going to shoot a bolt at you. You're going to go into AfterLife mode and you need to stand next to the machine here and you'll notice that the light turned green. You need to res yourself and then come interact with this machine and then he's going to blow it up. Now in a co-op game, the light does not stay green for long at all. So you need to have one person in AfterLife standing near the machine and another person in normal mode ready to hit square or F on it. Also in a co-op game, he's more or less going to aggro to one person at a time for this step. So you need to work out who is being aggroed by him. And you need to activate the machine before he hits you with a bolt in order to go into the AfterLife mode to activate these machines. Just like the secret rooms in solo, it gives you extra time in order to go activate them. But in co-op, the timing is very tight. So it's better to have somebody waiting by the machine to interact with it and the other people covering.
I am beyond bullets, beyond harm.
After each time of doing this, when you see him turn yellow, that means you need to shoot and put damage into him. After he destroys the second machine, you're going to be teleported up to the main area for a sharpshooter type stage of the boss. Now during this stage, the boss is going to spawn randomly in this room, and you need to shoot to damage him, and he's going to keep moving around. And the last place he ends up is going to be near the blue barricade. When he turns yellow, you need to melee him, and he's going to end up disappearing, and you're going to be able to go through the blue barrier to the next area and repeat the same process until you get to the end. In a co-op game, make sure that everybody runs through the barrier together, because you can get trapped and left behind there. The area in spawn here is the last of this phase. Once he turns yellow and you melee him here, you can drop down to the Undercroft to go back to the main boss room to finish it out. This phase of the boss is just like the first two phases, where you need to activate the machine and have him shock you to go into AfterLife mode, so that you can hold F to interact on the machine.
My skills are unsurpassed.
And just like before, when he turns yellow is when you're going to want to damage him. Now unfortunately in my solo game here, he ended up bugging out on the last phase, but I have footage from a co-op game we did showing you what this is looking like after this.
Superior tactics.
There's another one. Nice.
Catch a break.
Maybe that'll stay there forever.
This shall not be. I will not be defeated.
Down.
Let's get some points in quick.
You will
Once you defeat him, everybody in the game is rewarded with a free Perkaholic,
Yeah.
and then you're going to need to collectively get 50,000 points
Yeah, I
in
got
order
it.
to escape.
There it is. GG.
Carpenter.
Let's go.